Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to look at a very high level overview about the certifications involved in the acquiring landscape. That is the terminals and the acquiring host. We will look at what is an acquirer ecosystem, that is the acquirer host and the terminal. And then we will look at the various certification levels involved in the terminal certification. And then we will also look at what does acquirer host certification mean. This video does not go into specifics of the various items, the detailed line items involved in the certification, but covers about what are the different certifications involved in the acquiring landscape. First, let's look at a simplified acquirer landscape. So the first one in an acquirer landscape is the terminal systems. Typically the acquiring channels, the POS terminals. The POS terminals, the ATMs, and also mobile POS systems, which typically are used when there is a card present transaction, where the card is physically present at the POS terminal. The second channel is the e-commerce transaction for card not present transactions, which is powered by a merchant plugin or a payment aggregator or a payment gateway. From these transaction acquiring channels, the transaction is then forwarded to the transaction switch. In case of an acquirer transaction switch, the switch is important to maintain the terminal interface and also the e-commerce interface. And the acquirer host system also involves the merchant systems, which typically take care of the merchant hierarchy and the settlement aspects of it. From the transaction switch, the transaction is then forwarded to schemes and the decision is further passed on to the POS terminals. This is a very simplified acquirer landscape. There is a separate video that I have done on the acquiring systems, the link for which would appear as I speak. Now, let's look at the various components that are present inside a POS terminal. The first component is called as interface module. Interface module is used for typically contact transactions. That is, when a card is dipped inside a terminal, there is a piece of hardware that powers up the chip and then ensures the communication between the terminal software and the chip. So this piece of hardware, which takes care of the communication and powering up the chip, is called as an interface module. The second piece of hardware is called as proximity coupling devices, and this piece of hardware is also very similar to IFM but is used for contactless transactions. So it does the same job where it powers up the chip and then passes the communication, that is, it acts as a transport layer where the communication interface between the chip and the terminal is done via this PCD. And the third hardware component is the pin pad, where the terminal accepts the pin via this pin pad, which is also a physical hardware component. In the recent past, we see soft POS machines where the pin is entered on the glass itself. This is a little bit different, but I'm talking about the typical pin pad where it's a hardware device. The next important component in a terminal is a software component, which is the application kernel. So these application kernels are the ones which are compliant to EMV. They are the heart and soul of a POS terminal, which does the EMV application selection, reading the EMV application from the chip, and then they build and execute the EMV commands, and they take care of all the EMV security. So all the software components that does all the heavy lifting is called as an application kernel. So these are the different components in a terminal. We have an application kernel, and then we have an IFM, a PCD, and a pin pad. Before we look into the terminal testing and the acquirer host certification, I just want to have a note on the various important EMV books. EMV has 4 important books. The first book talks about the electromechanical characteristics that is important for the communication between the chip and the terminal. That is the book 1. And the book 2, 3, and 4 typically talks about the software specifics of it, that is the application and the security key management and the interface requirements. Why I am giving this here? Because this has a direct inference to the terminal testing levels. Now let's look at the terminal testing. Terminal testing is split across 3 levels. The first level of certification is called the level 1 certification, which certifies the electromechanical characteristics of the IFM and the PCD. Or all the requirements mentioned in the book 1 of the EMV are tested here typically, which involves the interface and the transmission protocol and the power that is given to the chip from the terminal. All of this is tested in the level 1 certification. Level 2 certification involves the testing of the EMV application kernel, that is testing the EMV terminal functional architecture, the EMV compliance, that is the application selection, the CVM processing, the CAM processing, the communication protocol to the card via the IFM or the PCD, and the terminal prompts. For example, if the CVM is set to pin, then the application kernel should request a pin via the pin pad. So all of this testing is done in the level 2 testing of the terminals. The third testing is the level 3 testing, which is to ensure that the POS terminals are compliant to the scheme standards. So where this is typically performed by the schemes for terminal acceptance. Visa and MasterCard have a very well defined process for certifying the terminals. Visa calls it ADVT and CDET. ADVT is for typically contact and the device testing, whereas CDET is specifically for contactless testing. In MasterCard, we call it MTIP, MasterCard Terminal Integration Process. So whenever we have a new POS terminal that is to be certified by the schemes, schemes ensure that the test cases mentioned in these testing process are completed successfully. So this concludes the terminal certification. Now let's look at what is acquirer host validation. This is another certification. Here the certification entails the testing of the transaction host interface with the schemes. Here we test the ISO 8583 messages from the acquirer switch to the schemes. Is the message properly formatted? And there are different types of messages that are being tested. And then another important aspect is testing of the full EMV compliance and the data element 55 chip data from the transaction host to the scheme. And optionally, clearing and settlement is also tested as a part of the acquirer host validation certification. So we've covered the terminal certification, and then we've also looked at the acquirer host certification aspects. So what are the tools involved in acquirer host validation and the terminal testing? That for acquirer host validation, generally the tools that we used for issuer certification can be used, like the MAS, the VTS applications. Whereas for terminal testing level 1, 2 and 3, companies like FIME and UL have software products which help one to do the level 1, 2 terminal testing. So there are tools like SmartSpy, which FIME has, which help you to do the level 1 and level 2 testing. Apart from this, there is also PCI certifications like the PCI PTS, pin transaction security, which is important for certification of the terminal pin pads. And then there is a point-to-point encryption testing of the pin as well. So these are some other testing that is involved where there are terminals with pin pads undergo this certification as well. So this concludes the video. Hope you liked it and you learned something new from it. Thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe.